Eddie.
Good morning.
11th in the Premier League, 3 games to go, on 38 points. How do you assess the season as you enter this final phase?
Still in the balance. We've still got to get over the line. We've got a massive game ahead of us, an opportunity to get the 3 points that would put us safe, and that's a huge motivation for us. We've not let up in any way in our preparation. We've trained very well in preparation for this game. And from my side, I'm really pushing the players to perform well. This is a huge game for us.
You're 9 points clear of the bottom 3, but does it still feel like you're battling relegation?
Yeah, it does. Until it's done, it's not done. And you can have the cushion of the points, which is great, but that can be a dangerous thing psychologically. I've been saying that for a number of weeks, where we know things in football can change so quickly from one week to the next. And, this game's huge on many levels, the fact of who we're playing and what it means to the football club. But more than that, for our season. As I say, we can get the job done in this game, so that's what we have to try and do.
You're 3 points behind where you were at this stage last season with 3 games to go. Is that still very much a benchmark for this season being successful, beating last season's points target?
It's a motivation for us. I don't think it's the be-all and end-all, but it's definitely something that we focused on. So we'll be very keen to try and win the last 3 games. I think we're capable of doing it if we perform very well. So that's the challenge I've set the players, and I expect that to show in what we deliver on Saturday.
You've mentioned the small matter of the game of the weekend. It's a huge game down on the south coast, particularly with Southampton's current situation. What are your thoughts about their season and why they're in the position they're in? Because from the outside, they're such a well-run club that are great players coming through and play the right way.
Yeah, it's very difficult for me to comment on their season and what's happened there. I can only talk about what's happened here. All I will say is as a football club, as you say, it's been really well run for a number of years. Then they've got a very talented squad, very experienced manager, and they have our full respect. And we know this is going to be a difficult game. So my players need to be absolutely focused and ready to give their best.
Bournemouth have never, ever beaten Southampton, ever, in any game, league or cup, throughout the history of both clubs. How do you change history this weekend? Yeah,
we haven't beaten them at their stadium, and I think that's another motivation for us. It's another thing that we would love to do. Came very close last year in what was a really tight game. I think we missed a penalty late on and had a number of chances to win it. We didn't. But it was an important point for us at that stage of the season. I'd love to think we could go there and, if we perform at our very, very best, have a really good chance of winning. And I think, from my perspective, I know we're taking a lot of good away support, and they've been really good for us this year, the away fans. I know they'll be vocal and really supportive of us, so be great to reward them in this game.
Why is it away from home Bournemouth haven't been able to pick up that win or whatever against Southampton? Is it a big club, little club thing? Is it a mentality?
Well, I think I don't think it's been a huge number of games. Certainly enough games, though, for us to have won one somewhere in history. But I think historically, Southampton have always been a much bigger club than us. And I think those resources that they would have had down the years have probably meant they've been too strong for us on a few occasions. But we've usually, throughout the history of both clubs, been in different leagues. So it's not been a regular fixture in the calendar. It's only in the last few years that we've actually ended up having the games against them. And for me, they've been enjoyable experiences. I've really enjoyed the challenge of playing them, and we look forward to this one.
Some Bournemouth fans want to see Southampton go down because of the rivalry. Some fans want to see them stay up to continue the rivalry. How do you see it?
I just want Bournemouth to stay up, and I want Bournemouth to be in the Premier League next year. That's my only focus. What happens with other clubs is no concern of mine. Desperate for us to consolidate ourselves as a Premier League club.
You'll be up against a player you know well in Charlie Austin, and when you look at their current predicament, the situation they're in and their need for points, could you think of a better man to lead a strike force than Charlie?
He's a talented player, there's no doubt about that. He's a goal scorer. I think I've said that many times. Having managed him, I know he has the mentality and the desire to score goals. Certainly someone we're going to have to be well prepared for and try and defend well against. I think he scored against us in the game here earlier this season in another tight game, a draw, which was a decent game, to be honest. I thought two good teams going head to head that day, and he got the equaliser for them. So certainly someone we're going to have to defend well against.
What's the Bournemouth team using at that?
We are pretty much as we were. I think Harry Arter's got an Achilles problem, so he'll miss out. Apart from that, I think we're okay.
And one of the other pieces of news, just to talk to you about, Benicofobia. There's been a lot of talk about him potentially going to Wolves. There's obviously Lewis Grabban at Aston Villa. Have any decisions about their futures been made, or could they still be very much a part of Bournemouth next season?
Yeah, nothing's been decided on either player, so we'll wait and see what happens this summer.
And how much of your mindset now is thinking about next season and the recruitment process of the summer because of the World Cup and the window being closer to the pre-season games? How much of your mentality is start to think about what you need to do to recruit for next season?
To be honest, with the situation, the league as it is, no focus has gone anywhere else but the team and the next game and trying to get the best result we can.
And just a quick word on Wembley. Obviously, this offer's come in to the FA. Someone that's played at Wembley, the old Wembley, someone that's been to games at the new Wembley. How important is it that the FA hold on to this asset, or do you think selling it and using the money wisely could be a good thing?
Difficult one for me to have a huge opinion on it because, like everyone else, I've just read what's happened in the last 24 hours. And without knowing the ins and outs of everything and what the FA would be deciding, it's tough to make a judgment on it. I think all I can say is I trust the FA to make the right decision for the future of football in this country. So whether that's selling the stadium, investing the money in the grassroots of the game and improving the infrastructure that way, whether they hold on to the stadium, that's going to be their call for the future of this game, and it's a big decision. Wembley is an historic stadium, one that goes back through many years. I wouldn't like to see England not playing there. I think that would be my thing. I mean, taking England around the different stadiums around the country is good for the supporters of those local clubs, but I think having a home for the national team I think is really important. But I'm sure that will be discussed and decided by people that know all the details.
And finally, from me, you're coming out of retirement this weekend to play, aren't you?
Out of retirement's a big word. Yeah, I'm putting my boots on for one last time. Yeah.
For a charity game to raise money for.
Yeah, to raise money for cancer research, which is in memory of Emma Bailey, and I think it's a great cause. I'm delighted to do it. I hope people will bear in mind that I haven't really properly run since the day I retired. So, but I am playing next to Steve Fletcher, so hopefully he'll make me look good.
Thank you.
Will the players tape it and analyse your performance on Monday?
And I'll be losing all the tapes. They will be mysteriously disappearing.
Is Adam Smith back this weekend?
No, he's not back yet. He's making good progress. You know, it's an injury that looked like it would be season-ending for him. He's been to see various specialists, no operation, making good progress. Next week could be a possibility, but we'll wait and see.
And what have you made of Southampton's performances, the sort of the spirit they've shown in the last couple of games, particularly that first 70 minutes against Chelsea at home?
Yeah, watched that game back, of course. Yeah, they're a very talented group of players. I don't think there's any denying that. They've got quality in all areas, and I think they are a squad that can, really turn it on and give you a really difficult game. So we're well aware of the difficulty of this game. I think their situation, the home crowd, we don't want them to be a decisive factor in it as well. So I think how we start the game and our mentality going into the match will be really important for us. So yeah, fully respect them and know it'll be difficult.
It's a long time, very long time since Bournemouth finished above Southampton. Don't think Bournemouth have ever finished as the top South Coast club above Portsmouth, Brighton and Southampton. What would that achievement mean to the club, to the fans?
Difficult to comment on that until the day we achieve it, and then I think would be the time to discuss that. I think I'm loath to do it before. So many things can happen from this point. Brighton are just behind us. Southampton can still catch us. So it's very much us finishing the season on a high would be very much where I'm at.